From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, December 4th, 2014. Silver is trading at $16.58 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,209 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $373. Antiwar.com reports incoming Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chair Bob Corker claims the Pentagon was prepared to launch a very targeted, very brief war against Syria in August 2013 before the deal was reached on chemical weapons disarmament. Senator Corker claimed that it was going to be a 10-hour operation and that folks were going to be a part of it with us who weren't informed that the war wasn't going to happen until they saw Obama on CNN. Corker was very clear about his opposition to the lack of war at the time, saying Obama jumped in Putin's lap by agreeing to the chemical disarmament deal and said that led directly to where the U.S. is on Syria today. Corker's comments set the stage for an incoming Senate full of hawks who are likely to be extremely critical of the current wars not being bigger than they are and constantly complaining over the potential wars that somehow weren't launched. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports sexual assaults reported by U.S. military troops rose 8% in 2014 amid signs that victims are increasingly confident about reporting the attacks, according to defense officials on Wednesday ahead of the formal release of the annual figures. Defense officials, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said military personnel reported 5,983 sexual assaults in the 2014 fiscal year that ended September 30th, compared with 5,518 the previous year. A separate survey conducted by Rand Corp concluded that about 19,000 military personnel were victims of sexual assault or other forms of unwanted sexual conduct in 2014, down from about 26,000 when the two-year survey was last conducted, according to officials. More than half of the victims were men. The survey concluded about 1 in every 4 sexual assault victims filed a report in 2014, compared to about 1 in every 10 in 2012. The findings come amid a Pentagon crackdown on sexual assault in the military, following a spate of high-profile incidents in recent years that sparked public outrage and demands for actions by the President and Congress. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel was scheduled to officially release the initial findings of the Pentagon's annual report on Thursday afternoon. He was also expected to release directives to strengthen the military's response to the issue. Last year, reported sexual assaults jumped 50%, a spike officials said was a sign victims were increasingly confident the crime would be prosecuted as a result of the crackdown. The Pentagon keeps track of sexual assaults reported by male and female military personnel each year, but also conducts a survey every 2 years to try to estimate the prevalence of the problem. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. The AP reports a judge has suspended enforcement of Fort Lauderdale's ordinance restricting the public feeding of homeless people for 30 days and ordered mediation on the issue. The decision Tuesday by Broward Circuit Judge Thomas Lynch came in a challenge to the ordinance by 90-year-old homeless advocate Arnold Abbott, who has been arrested after defying it repeatedly. Lynch wants the dispute resolved through mediation or trial by the end of the year. The ordinance is aimed at keeping people from feeding the homeless in parks and other public places. It has generated nationwide controversy, including a successful effort on Monday by hackers in the anonymous group that shut down the city's internet site temporarily. City attorneys indicated that they may appeal Judge Lynch's ruling. Additional lawsuits challenged the constitutionality of the ordinance. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.